What the hell did I just watch with this movie? Just, whoa. Happy Halloween, movie buffs! I'm Jack Benner, and welcome to today's special Halloween review for The Substance. The Substance is a 2024 body horror film written and directed by Coralie Farjah, starring Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley, and Dennis Quaid. In The Substance, our main character is Elizabeth Sparkle, played by Demi Moore, an aging Hollywood actress and fitness TV trainer that turned 50. When she's fired by her producer due to her age, she comes across a black market drug called The Substance. It creates a younger and more beautiful version of herself named Sue, played by Margaret Qualley, until it has its dangerous side effects. Before we get into my review, any new viewers coming across my channel for the first time, welcome to my channel. I am Jack Benner. I do movie reviews on here, both old and new, and from time to time I do some lists on here, either a top 5 or ranking video. So if you like either of those, you're definitely in the right place. So you like movie content, like what you see so far, definitely considering that like and subscribe button for more exciting movie content down the road. The Substance premiered at the 2024 Cannes Film Festival in May, nominated for the Palme d'Or, the top prize there, and Coralie Farjah won Best Screenplay there. Later released in fall 2024 to rave reviews for the direction, script, and Demi Moore's performance. The Substance was a film I was very excited to see, from all the glowing reviews, Oscar buzz, Demi Moore's career resurgence, and just how unique this movie looked. So I finally watched The Substance a couple of nights ago on HBO Max, and to review this movie for Halloween, and all I could say is, I can't believe it took me this long to finally watch this movie. Because let me tell you, holy shit! This movie is freaking phenomenal. Just The Substance was amazing, from the out-of-world direction, clever screenplay, the effects, horror, acting. It just fires on all cylinders, and this movie is just pure brilliance. To start with, what I absolutely want to praise here are the knockout performances from Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley. Demi Moore was a famous actress from the 80s and 90s, being in iconic movies like Ghost, but her stardom did fade in the 2000s and the 2010s. She would just mostly appear in critically panned movies, box office bombs, or just forgettable dramas. And then this movie breathed new life into her career. And with The Substance, what an incredible comeback performance. And this is hands down the best performance of her career. She plays an old Hollywood actress you do feel for when she's struggling with being past her prime, not enough work, and her desire for a younger self. And the emotion she goes through when the substance starts to be abused, and the transformation with her makeup is incredible. And how she carries so much of this movie in the first half, and when Sue's story takes over, she still leaves an impact on the film and you're still thinking about her performance. Later, her fantastic acting when she's dealing with self-hatred or isolation, and her descent into madness with binge eating. It is easily her best acting in a long time. And to highlight what I think her best acted scene in the entire movie is, was a non-verbal scene where she's putting on makeup, getting ready for a date, and just that entire scene with not one word of dialogue, just her anger, self-hatred, and she's just smearing it all over herself furiously. I am over the moon that Demi Moore received her first Oscar nomination for Best Actress, and she was close to winning, and if she would have won for this movie, I would also been over the moon. It's just so amazing for an actress who has been around Hollywood for 45 years to finally get this comeback role and her first Oscar nomination. I'd say that's a win in my book. And also to be highlighted, Margaret Qualley as Sue, who I think is equally fantastic. As soon as Sue emerges, she's excellent as the new overnight sensation, being young, beautiful, and confident. But when things get insane, she starts to become desperate and ferocious. And I thought she did a fantastic job at being at Demi Moore's level, and excellent playing her other personality. And you want to talk about a Best Supporting Actress snub right here? Okay, if Demi Moore had so much goodwill for a Best Actress nomination and was considered a frontrunner, why wasn't Margaret Qualley nominated as well? Seriously, that Best Supporting Actress lineup is good enough, but Isabella Rossellini in Conclave was good, but a pretty forgettable performance to me. That wasn't really an Oscar-worthy performance to me. Here, she was phenomenal in this movie. And I think this is an actress who is continuing to impress me in more films I've seen from her, like The Nice Guys, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Poor Things. And like Demi Moore, I think this is also her best work. Oh, and another supporting performance, let's talk about Dennis Quaid. And he is just so great at playing a scumbag and despicable movie producer. And his name in this movie is Harvey, named after the notorious and repulsive movie producer Harvey Weinstein. Yeah. And Quaid just absolutely chews the scenery in this movie, just relishing this piece of shit douchebag role so much. And a little fact I heard that Ray Liotta was originally considered to play the part, but he tragically passed away in 2022. Rest in peace to an iconic actor. I think Ray Liotta would have done a great job, but Dennis Quaid, he still owned it. And to give huge props, Coralie Farjah. Now, I did not see her directorial debut, Revenge. I think that came out in 2017. But after watching this movie, I want to check that movie out, as well as anything she does in the future. And with the screenplay in this movie, it is just ingenious. And personally, my favorite screenplay of last year. The Substance is a brilliant combination of sci-fi, body horror, and satirical comedy. And it knows how to excellently balance all of those to make something distinct and creative. And this movie does a terrific job of setting up Elizabeth's story and making you sympathize with her and what she's struggling with, and how that flows to Sue's story and her rise to fame, and how Elizabeth will come across the substance and how it works and how it makes sense for the story. And as for her direction, this is her second film. What a knockout! This is easily one of the best directed films of last year. I love the Kubrick-inspired cinematography, that it didn't feel like it was like, look at me, I'm trying to be Stanley Kubrick. I feel like it does use his influences, but not too much, where it still feels like her own vision. Just the close-ups used for discomfort, and the different color palettes of Elizabeth's and Sue's more alluring and sparkling rise to fame story. This is such a beautiful and audacious looking movie that's a one of a kind. But what makes the Substance screenplay even better are the themes it tackles. This movie talks a lot about aging in Hollywood, real beauty, obsession with youth, self-hatred, and trying to stay relevant in Hollywood. They're all tackled brilliantly without feeling pretentious or heavy-handed. Rather, they're filled with depth and nuance to elevate this story. That makes it more fascinating and not just a typical body horror movie. But I also like the parallels Farjah uses, like in the beginning of this movie when Elizabeth Sparkle has her Hollywood Walk of Fame star, and it just shows her as her prime. It was like, we love you, Elizabeth, and then later just people walking to it without even caring. And seeing that, I was like, oh yeah, she was in that one movie. I feel like that was a clever way to start the movie with her fame at the beginning and later starting to feel irrelevant. Let's get to the horror element of this movie, and when we get closer to the third act of this movie and the side effects occur, that right there is when this movie gets outrageous and cranks it up to an 11. It is just so anxiety-inducing, engaging, unpredictable. Well, yes, I did have a feeling of what was going to happen, but I wasn't sure of how it was going to go down, and that made it more surprising to me. Also thrilling and disturbing. It's just masterful, edge of your seat direction that just keeps going and going with the tension and horror. And with the side effects, the makeup in this movie is astonishing, with the practical effects, the monster designs, and in the third act, the makeup is just jaw-dropping, and all I can say is just watch the movie and you'll see why it won the Oscar for Best Makeup. You'll be in awe. That, along with the unsettling sound design that makes it uncomfortable, and just some of the most disgusting sound design I've heard in a long time. And the third act of this movie, just wow. What an ending. What a final shot. Insane. As for any issues with this movie, I don't have any. Just not really with the pacing. I loved everything about this movie. To sum up, The Substance is a creative, original, engrossing, distinct, daring, riveting, and outrageous body horror movie. Phenomenally directed by Coralie Farja, brilliant screenplay, insanely creative makeup effects, and exceptional career best work from Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley. If you've never seen The Substance, and especially to those if you love horror or if you're craving a body horror movie, if you love those films, please check out The Substance. If you're interested in seeing this movie after hearing all the Oscar buzz, please watch it. However, if this movie doesn't seem like your cup of tea and when it gets disturbing, can't really handle this movie, I totally understand. You could just skip this movie if you want, if you're not really into body horror at all. And this would be my second favorite horror movie of 2024 behind Nosferatu, and my third favorite film of 2024. Just a brilliant horror work of art, The Substance is, and Coralie Farja, she's a visionary. And now to grade it, I'm going to give The Substance, but bam! 5 out of 5 stars, A+. I'm really happy that this movie received great word of mouth and became a hit. And just when it seemed like this would be the type of movie the Academy would avoid like the plague and wouldn't reward it anything, and I'm happy it received 5 Oscar nominations, and like I said earlier, it did win 1 award, Best Makeup and Hairstyling, to which 100% deserved that award if you've seen the movie. Just no questions asked. Best Picture, Coralie Farja got nominated for Best Director and Original Screenplay, and Demi Moore received an Oscar nomination for Best Actress. Definitely deserved those noms for this phenomenal film. Now, it was a neck-and-neck Best Actress race between Demi Moore for The Substance and Mikey Madison for Nora. Demi Moore almost swept the season, winning Golden Globe Comedy, Critics' Choice, and SAG, and Mikey Madison won the BAFTA. So it was like, who is going to win the Oscar? Someone who has been around the industry for more than 40 years, having a career resurgence, or an actress and a Best Picture frontrunner who doesn't have a whole body of work. And Mikey Madison ended up winning the Oscar, and I don't really want to be that guy to compare those two performances because I think these are two of the best female performances of last year. As much as I would have been very happy Demi Moore won for The Substance, I am over the moon to see Mikey Madison win for her powerhouse performance in Nora. Just the final shot of Nora alone won her the Oscar. Either way, The Substance is an incredible movie, just a one-of-a-kind movie that had me on edge. The acting, the script, the themes it tackles, it's just a brilliantly made movie on all cylinders. So I would like to hear from you guys. What do you guys think of The Substance? If you've seen it, do you agree, disagree with my review? Or if you haven't seen it, are interested in seeing the film for the first time or not, let me know down below. Did you enjoy hearing my thoughts on this movie? Want to see more reviews like this in the future? If yes, please hit that like and subscribe button if you're new here, and don't forget that notification bell for my next upload in the future. It really means a lot. My social media links will be in the description down below. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And if you'd like to see my written reviews, I do have a letterbox, so if you'd like to follow me on there as well. And until the next video, I'm Jack Benner, and look forward to another movie review.